What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today we are going to do an event completion. Well, it is not a super spectacular event, it is once again Card Clash of Illusion, but honestly, I was in a bit of a hole, didn't really know what to do, had some ideas, nothing really spectacular, wanted to do some Force War stuff, didn't really work out, and then I just decided, well, let's do this event, let's get some nice loot, we need some stuff, honestly we need some Star Soul materials. I really want to progress two Star Souls a little bit further. We have once the one for the dodge, the Pupil Eternal Darkness, which I want to complete, or well progress a little bit. I can't really complete it. It goes up to level 30 or something now. It's a bit crazy. But this thing, I don't know, not even the effects that are really that interesting to me, I'll be honest. The thing that kind of has me curious is really the attack, because this thing natively has the highest attack. Now we have it enhanced, so you can get super high attack by upgrading this thing to the max, which is kind of cool. For the next level up, we need 2 Star Soul materials, so 2 of the Eternal Darkness Star Souls, and we already have the quest complete, so that is done. We have the level ups complete, and we have the Destiny Trail complete, so that all works already, which means we have a pretty easy time getting this to the next level, and this will also give us the next Destiny Trail upgrade, giving us a whole lot more attack. And the other one that I kind of want to progress, but it's a little bit more difficult, is the Gloom Genesis Radiance, which I still have to take off MFF at this point, which I kind of forgot. Okay, this one is in a bit of a sorry state, I have to say. We still need to upgrade it 3 more levels to the next level up. Then we need 3 Star Soul materials, and the Destiny Trails also not done. We need level 30. Which we are not even close. We are at level 26. I kind of didn't want to buy the Destiny Trail resource. I kind of don't like that, because the thing about this is you can save a lot of, well, not real money, can we say that? Yeah, kind of, because you select it as loot from events, always in place of other materials for the Destiny Trail. So if you are a little bit patient with it, you can probably complete it by just collecting the materials from the material output right here. And I kind of want to do that mostly. I don't really want to rush it if I don't need to, but the ability that you get is pretty cool. So for level 21, you get this: allies can gain up to 3 different kinds of fulfillment effects, and the same fulfillment effect cannot be stacked. And this is very, very cool, because usually the cap seems to be 1. For each hero, up to 1 fulfillment effect can become effective. So would be kind of cool to have that. I guess the next big event is where we are going to progress towards this. Now I kind of want to have the immediate satisfaction of just going into this event and getting the PDE one or the dodge one to the next level. What do we even have to do? I'm talking for like 3 minutes already. We haven't really talked about what we need to do. Card Clash of Illusion, that is the thing. Illusion leaderboard, we have to see Immortal Tilt here with big damage. I haven't really gone for this avatar. I don't have that avatar yet. It's kind of annoying. Never really been lucky with that. We have an Awakening event, not the big one, just the one for 600 points, where we get a few DT mats. We're going to do, of course, 600 points fairly quickly. Contractual strategy, just a little bit of progress to get some contract starry gems, so that is pretty good. You should definitely get that. And if you did get to 75 already, that is something you should work towards, because, well, that seems to always be like the goal for those events, and then you can just go into every single one of those events and get yourself some very easy contract style, which is very, very cool. Then we have Starlight Melody. Not too much spectacular stuff in here, honestly. Well, I kind of like that they put those star transferring cubes in there. Those are the ones that let you skip part of the quests for transferring Star Souls. So that is very nice that those are in there. We'll get about 4, which is nice. And then in this one, well, not really. Am I super disappointed? Kinda, yeah. We get Origin Artifact Selection Chests, which is nice. We get 2 of those. But those Treasure Selection Chests are again the normal ones. We had one event, I think, where they put the Festival ones in there. And I thought, well, that is really cool. That is a great way to get those. Allows even, well, low spenders to get there. Maybe free to play if they collect some contract story gems. Then they can also get to this point and get themselves some of those super relevant festival treasures, especially 2023 ones, are super relevant. So that was great. They never did that again. I think that was a mistake when they did that. So yeah, normal treasures, they are completely useless to me, if I'm honest. I can't use any of those chests. So for me, it's like 2 Origin Artifact chests and, well, really meaningless loot. For other people, if you don't have like every treasure train series maxed, then, well, this is pretty nice, I have to say. Pretty cool. Glorious Treasury is in there. We're not really looking for anything, to be honest. The main thing that I really want is a little bit of DT mats here. And we, of course, want to get our 2 Star Swords, Pupil Eternal Darkness. We want to get as much as we can from Treasury 6. I think 120 coins is the maximum we can get. VIP XP event caps at 15,000 VIP XP. We are going to go into that. We are going to go for 15,000 VIP XP. There is a clear with 200 USD spent, which you can check out. By the way, I recommend that you go to discord.gg/idleheroes. That was the former main Idle Heroes Discord until DH Games made their own. And Nals always posts the event reviews there, and I'm a big fan of those. I think they are really, really good. So definitely recommend them. Flora's Picnic, we're not going to go for. I want to go for the value packages. So we need to first go ahead, complete this VIP XP event. We're just going to do this with those packs. We're going to buy the Starry Gem packs at the same time. We're just going to buy those all out. And there we go. We can buy another one there. And if anybody asks, those are Xsolla coupons. Don't really want to explain them. Just search Xsolla Wraec, XSOLLA. And you will find my video that I made on this, and this will pretty much explain everything. You can also watch a video on this from Barry and MK. Interestingly enough, one of the rare times DH Games has asked me to do a video. I think this was the first and only time where they said, oh, can you do a video? And maybe a little bit of talk on that. The reason they ask content creators to do a video on this is because they can't advertise that in game, actually. Because you can't advertise a store in game that circumvents the Google or iOS payment methods. It's not allowed. So that is the reason why they needed content creators for this. And then they found this spectacular tool of content creator advertisement and suddenly decided to never use that again. So definitely a great choice. We still need a little bit more VIP XP. I think I'm honestly just going to go for this. I'm just going to go for this. And that should complete our VIP XP event. Bam! For a second we didn't complete it, but we did. And let's get our loot. This is another Origin artifact chest, which I think is great. Ton of cards there. We get an artifact chest. I didn't even check. With scissors. Cool. But then again, that's a VIP XP event. It's not free-to-play achievable, so they put all the artifacts in there. Or 20 cost. That is really nice, I guess. Yeah, and turret soul symbols. Cool. I was honestly hoping this time that they put some hammers in there, but they didn't. So yeah, I guess no hammers for us. Okay, next step. In terms of like event stuff we need to do, we now just need to get into Card Clash, and we won't do this manually. The problem we have is we are not really close to the end of the week. So, well, we should still have enough, right? Like thinking about it now. I mean, we kind of overspent. Usually you need to spend like, what was it? You need to spend like 200 bucks on this event, on the cards, and then you definitely have enough, or 150, something like this. And then you definitely have enough of those cards to get to stage 20, which is the last one where you get coins. Stage 20 over here, 20 coins for the Glorious Treasury, which is really important because you really want that. And I think 150 was enough to get there if you had the cards, but we spent 300 on cards, so we should have more than enough. We will do this via Smash, otherwise the video will be about 2 hours long, which we really don't want. We want to keep it kinda in check. So let's do a Smash. Bam! Got us to 21, with a little bit of HP remaining there, and should give us a ton of loot. We get all of this stuff. To be honest, there isn't really too much good stuff in there. Looks Luxury Cloud Island Selection Chest. I guess 2 million CI mats there on 17 isn't too bad. We get 1 million Stellar over there, 1 million Crystal of Transcendence, which I really need. Another 750k here. This all gets doubled. Another 750k here. There's a ton of Stellar and Crystal of Transcendence that you get. I mean, there are also 10 cores there, 5 cores there. Another one of those Cloud Island Selection chests. Yeah, maybe not too bad. And the B- Awakening Bound Crystal. A little bit of cashback there. Another 200k. I never really noticed, if you have the double stuff, how much Crystal of Transcendence and Stellar really is in that. That is a little bit crazy. We should get this over here, so we can kind of just collect it and then we'll see it pop up. I just want to see the loot. Oh, 4 10 stars, 4 9 stars, 80 coins, 30 of those chests, 30 cores, 2.15 million Stellar and Crystal of Transcendence. That is insane, because that actually sums it up from all of the packs. Okay, not bad at all. Not bad at all. That's a ton of Stellar. Oh, we have a 10 bomb there for the guild treasures. Oh, we can do that. That is pretty fun. Those chests for the Cloud Island materials, I really never use. I'll be honest with you guys. Where are they? There. I have 215 of those. I never really use those. I don't know. I kind of just stopped upgrading my Celestial Island. It really doesn't grant me anything. Many people have asked about this, so maybe we'll just use this video to show it. I should probably check out Adventure. I used like six of those islands here, of those Celestial Resonances, and currently I have 2 here, which I mean I probably don't really need that. I could set her as a tenant. But the thing is, I mean, I have another one there, and this one, I mean, I'm currently upgrading. But I always forget about this, and then you see something like this. You see, level max, we have another 8 million here, and I didn't even use any of those chests. If we use the chest, we probably could max. I don't know. I don't even know how many more we could max there. But I don't need those. I use probably the most houses at the moment than I've ever used in the past, probably like 1.5 years. And ever since they released this, probably like half a year after, I stopped needing the houses. So I just have more houses than I ever need. So that is the reason why I have 200 of those chests and just don't use them. And there are other chests too that I could use for this, which is kind of an interesting topic. Like I always think people use too many houses, especially beginners. It's a common beginner mistake that I see. Just using too many houses, you probably need like 1 and then maybe 2 will just go for a bit of speed at best. But I also have those. It's like another, how many do I have of those? 21. We have 21 here. Could also use those for guild coins. That would be like 1.3 million guild coins, which is not even that much actually. It's not even that much if we consider the drops from the Star Expedition there that we had in the meantime when we could clear boss 1 over and over again. That was really a lot. Here we really care only about 1 orange treasure. So let's see if we can get that. Yeah, as I said, the pink ones are meaningless. I think that is actually the one that I need. That is actually the one that I need. So those 3 shards are actually kind of valuable. Yeah, I maxed everything out here except this 1 orange treasure. And this 1 orange treasure is at +7, so that will take a ton of time. And like getting this specific treasure upgraded, it's horrible. It's really horrible. And the rest ends up here. And yeah, nothing that I can do about it really. So, next step would be Awakening. We should probably transfer 15,938. That varies so much recently. I was over 20k, then I was at 11k, now I'm back at like 15, 16k again. No idea. Completely wild. So, then we kind of have to do Awakenings, as I said. Okay, we need copies. Copies would be important for this. 10 stars really nice for that. We probably want to do some high value copies. Some Nortenhake maybe. Some stuff that I just don't really need to upgrade probably. We could do some G-Star. G-Star, we have so many copies. 16, crazy. Let's summon those. LBM, let's go ahead. As long as I have chests where they are in, I don't really mind summoning them. And using them. Oh, the Geggy summons! I'm kinda hyped for that, I'll be honest. Kinda hyped for the Geggy summons. And what else do we go for? What else do we go for? Oh, what the hell? I didn't even know I have those. You rarely scroll through those summons here. 1,750 Jara copies. Whatever. I don't know. So many Jara copies. That is completely useless. Oh, well, look, there's Jesus. Sigmund. Bait. People always want me to summon Bait. And the results of doing tons of Prophet Op events and never really caring about what happens with those. And write in the comments if you know why I have 1-star foolish shards in my back. They are not from the tutorial. That is the tip that I give you. Tell me down in the comments if you know where those are from. I think there are a few accounts that still have those. I know some people kept those in their back, but if you know where they are from, tell me down in the comments. I know it. It's just to figure out which of you guys actually played that back then. Quick Awaken. We have a free Awakening. We don't want to have a free Awakening. What do we do? Do we have somebody that screams, put a summon on me? Yes. Yes, you scream that. My favorite carry skin, by the way. One of my favorite skins in the game. The first ace skin. At the time where they wanted to do a special skin for every single season of Ace. And if they really did that, you can find out for yourself. Just count the amount of Ace skins that we have and check in which season of Ace we are. We're on like the 50th season or something. And yeah, there aren't 50 Ace skins, because I think they got this like 3 times, and then they started falling further and further apart, and then they broke the narrative and said like, it's not for every single Ace, but sometimes we will do an Ace skin and you can buy them with the Ace stuff. Like, cool. And then at one point, they decided to not do this at all anymore, and they did a very sensible thing. I'm kind of surprised, I think. While I would have preferred to get more Ace skins, because I was a fan of this. I kind of enjoyed just getting nice skins like this. And at the time, many people also were playing Ticks, and you got the Alien skin, and they made very, very nice skins there. They were supposed to be a little bit interesting. They were supposed to be a bit cool, and I think this is probably one of the craziest skins that we have in the game, and very, very nice one. I'm not even sure if I own this one, if I'm honest, but I mean, we could buy him, so it's not really an issue. And at one point they stopped that, and then they put the festival skins in there, which I think is pretty cool, because you need those as food, and it's really, really nice. So as food for the stuff, and then sometimes they are the only skin that you have for a hero. For many of the Transcendence heroes, that is the case. And for some of the normal heroes, like for example 4Cs, this is the only skin for 4Cs that is in the game. If you want to have a 4C skin, you need this one, and now you have a way to get those outside of festival drops. So that is pretty nice. Which I thought was the best way to deal with the situation. Even though, I'll be honest, it was 1 skin a month, and I think they could have managed. But maybe it was like a thing that they just didn't want to spend the money on it. It was probably the bigger reason in the end. So, Quick Awaken. Let's just select all. We can select those 4 Finn copies as well. And then we probably have to do a few awakenings. Let's see, let's get our S tier. We have indeed, by the way, because some people sometimes ask that, we have indeed gotten an A- during some of those regular summons in the past. And I thought this was like something interesting. It was an A- TBB. We got it just during doing a similar event, just a regular summon event. We were doing some TBB summons, and it turns out we got an A-. I don't know if I still own it. B- here, not bad. Rest of it, pretty horrible. Oh, that is pretty cool. I didn't even know I have those copies. And that was of course pretty nice, but it is so rare. Like, I don't even like to do awakening videos anymore. If it's like in the context of doing a complete event and the awakenings are part of it, yes. But I don't like to do a sole awakening video anymore. It is not something that comes to my mind where I say, oh, I plan to do this, and then I would post it. Because, I mean, at this point, with a few exceptions, everybody knows what happens when you do such a video and what to expect, and nobody's really hyped anymore for a B- summon. That was the case at the beginning, that was pretty cool, but now nobody's hyped anymore for something like this. So why should I post this? If I do 10 videos where I do, let's say, 100 summons each, I probably won't summon an A- and probably won't even summon a B+. And seeing E-tier summons at one point just becomes uninteresting. So that is the way that we do it. And then at one point, I think, okay, if we do like a session and make this as an event, I think that's cool. But I wouldn't overall just do summoning videos anymore. It's just not that interesting. My god, we have too many LBM copies. Okay, we have to do a few summons here. Oh, I have to retire all of those later. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Oh, one exception, of course, those quality awakening things. Those where you get the guaranteed A-. Horrible event, by the way. Utterly not worth doing. You should go on SG Hub and buy yourself some Starry Gems there. It's a pretty good copy, by the way. and then you will have much better value. But for the entertainment factor, I think that is still rather interesting. That is still a pretty cool event, even though on this event I at one point really have to go for the festival treasure part of it, because I never really do this, and would be about time, I guess. Horrible summon there. Let's see if we can get a nice G-Star. I think I have an SS G-Star already, and he's not doing very well just because DH decided that damage over time needs to be removable by Purify, which I still think is a horrible decision and something they should really change, in my opinion. They should be removed. Should really be removed. Ferric is really no longer worth summoning, sadly. Really not at all. I mean, okay. I don't even know where those were from. Huh. I don't mind. Oh, course. I did course. Okay. That explains it. If I ever wanted an S tier doing those summons, then probably at this point, because if we got like a nice S, IAE, IEA, Infinite Era Alikita, IEA, I always say it the other way around for some reason. I don't know. That was pointed out to me a few times already. Let's awaken that Ada, and then we're probably already done, aren't we? It feels like we are done then. Let's put a horse in there. Let's do like a little bit of a wild mix. Fiona wanted to go in there. I like Saya, by the way. Pretty cool hero. Pretty cool hero. Very, very nice. And then we ended with the Delacium. And now this is really a wild summon, I think. Okay, doesn't matter. We don't get anything good. It's a C tier Jara. Let's go. Oh, that's not bad. Look at that. It's a C tier Jara. It's a C tier Fiona. We got C minus, C minus. Overall, pretty high quality. Not bad. Okay, we can collect all of this, and then let's take a look at our, no, not you, where is it? Am I blind? No, not Moonlight Gift, Awakening Privileges. 657, so we are done here. I already selected the loot. I decided to go for Flag Chest, one of the Glorious Relics in there. Maybe we change this. Yeah, let's change this, I think. Even though I need the Spiritual Essence, we also already get a lot, and I need some sublimation materials as well. So let's do that. Nice. Point details. Looks... Well, it's a bit above average, I think, because we got the B tier. That was a bit of a high roll. People really severely underestimate how many summons you on average need to get a B+. Because you often see the screenshots with somebody summoning a B+. But the B+ chances, like, honestly, if you just go into the info, summoning a B+, 0.0745%. What is it? It's like 1 in 1,000 summons or something, roughly. So, as I said, like, even if you do 100 summons per video and you do like 10 videos, it's not that likely that you have a B+ in there. So that is pretty crazy. Did we do enough summons now? The problem with this is we probably need to restart the game, so let's do some restart magic. And back we are, and that looks pretty great. Basic point limit is 1,500. 1,500 times 6 is 9,000, so we have 3 chests there. 3 times 3,000 is 9,000, so we have enough points. And we didn't have to awaken anything. We had it within the cards already. So the cards were more than enough. We consumed 500 cards at 3 points. Yeah, that makes sense. If you have 500 cards at 3 points, at 1,000 is 1,500, and then he multiplies it by 6. And this event, by the way, you always have to restart. It never shows you the right points. So if you did some stuff for this event and want to know your points, I don't even check if it's right anymore. I just restart the game because it's most of the time it's wrong. Okay, what to say? Yeah, that's somehow a problem. All those boxes, like even the ones where you enter the codes, they don't work that well on the emulator that I'm using at the moment. I'm using the Google Play Beta because that is the best emulator for me to record on Windows 11. I recently switched to Windows 11, and yeah, it doesn't work too great in comparison to LD Player on Windows 10. It's decent. It's probably really the best for this. It's not as spammed with ads as for example, BlueStacks. BlueStacks works on Windows 11 pretty well too, but yeah, those text fields, they don't really work here. I think the rest is a case for claim all. So let's do that. Another 2.4 million. So we got like 5 million Stellar here, which is pretty great. Spiritual Essence. 6 Star Transferring Cubes, which I, at the beginning, miscalculated. We got a ton of copies. Nice. Okay, I like that. Next question. Glorious Treasury. 140. We have a little bit more than I expected. Nice. Starspawn rerolls or Stellar. Kind of Stellar, actually. I honestly, at one point, need to go for Crystal of Transcendence, because I'm kind of running out. That is the crazy part is I'm really low usually on it. Now we have it, but the real issue with this is if you go, let's not do this. Let's just do this on. If you gotta go for Destiny Rise, 1.1 million, and you're now at a point where we get those DT mats pretty efficiently. And for me, if I do those events often and try to go for DT mats a lot, they're kind of a bit more efficiently to gain than the basic materials like Crystal of Transcendence and Stellar. So that is a bit of a problem. I really want to get those discount opportunities too. Don't really want to go for this time. Kind of hate that they didn't just make an Origin artifact chest out of this. 30 more here. We probably just go for this. And then we take double Stellar. And now we still have 10 to go before we can go into those mats, and then 70 there. Okay, so where do we use our 10? That is the question. Let's just take a few sublimation materials, and then we just go into DT. And I'm just going to wildly select some stuff, I'll be honest. Shouldn't go too wild on this. Really don't want to miss out on materials here. 10 more. Okay, so now we know our plan, 2 of those. And now we are at the position where we can upgrade and kind of go for our other Star Soul, I believe. I think that is the best way to progress. So we have our 3 Star Soul materials, we have the quest done, which I did in preparation, usually forget about this time not. When having Hideaway or Dark Sideaway also gains resistance, increased self-control immunity, really nice, we take it. And we get the second skill, which is the Sanctuary Assist skill. I don't think those are pretty great. Also, Sanctuary Assist skills got a little bit of a stealth nerf, the best one of those, which was, in my opinion, the Time Plume one, which gives you more areas to move. So like it reduces the consumption of stamina in Ethereal Realm, which is usually not that great, but it was pretty great for Realm Clash, I think was the name of the new game mode, because there you have a finite amount of stamina, and you could use it for that. And in this season they actually fixed that, so it's no longer, well, fixed or changed that. You can no longer use it for that. So now this skill is completely useless. Yep. Because, bro, really for a normal day, stamina doesn't matter. Let's do our upgrade. Bam, let's go. I don't even know if I have extra materials here. No, I don't. 6,205. And yeah, we have to see Requires level 30 Destiny Trail. That should not be a problem on this one. And then we have another 3 Star Soul materials, which is a little bit horrible. But we can manage. Let's do some upgrades here, because we actually do have a ton of materials here. We do have a ton of materials. I doubt we are going to run out, actually. Bam, max level. Getting up to 23.9 mil. That is crazy. So that is pretty good attack that we got. And I mean, we can still go a lot further. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go necessarily and upgrade that, because I really want to have the last effect of this one. So you kind of have to go for this one, I guess. Probably for some up. Yeah, well, let's go for the Star Soul Essence Bloom Genesis Radiance. I think that is probably the best thing that we can do. Just get some of those. Star Soul Essence Bloom Genesis Radiance, which is a heck of a name. A heck of a name, if you ask me. There we go. We're just going to get 50k twice here. And that is all our glorious coins. So with that, we are pretty much set there. And we can at least today get the upgrade right here and get the level progress. And this is probably enough to actually reach the max, which means we can in the next big event get like 3 Star Souls over there, which is good. Should be enough. Pretty close. Okay, it is enough. Nice. And this gives us the upgrade here. Releases basic attacks. Each target who receives the attack also has a 50% chance to gain 1 leg of vigor, which is a super strong ability when you have Root of Confusion on a few opponents. Sadly not that great against bosses, because they just don't have that. Works against Void campaign bosses, like the Void Island bosses. Those do have minions, so those minions can be inflicted with Root of Confusion, and then you can also gain vigor, which is pretty cool. So pretty strong ability for that as well. Overall, by the way, a little bit of resume, because we have talked about this Star Soul not really enough. I kind of considered it very OP at the beginning, and interestingly enough, it hasn't really worked out in that way. Not because the effects aren't weak, but because, well, it's kind of hard to keep a speed order when you get bumped with 75 speed buffs, which is a little bit insane. For PvP, still nice. Very, very nice. And for game modes where your speed order doesn't matter, it's still okay. So I have to do this quest here, which I'm going to do that later. And we need 3 Star Souls, and we need like more levels here. So we're waiting for the next big event. That is a nice thing. So we can collect there, get a little bit more progress. I was thinking about enhancing Time Plume a little bit more, because we have like this next area here. Yeah, we would need to upgrade the Star Soul 1 more level to actually get that. I have done the quest. We have the level progress. We would need 2 more Star Soul materials over here, which is also something I guess we can do for that. But mainly, I don't really want to do it for the ability, because the ability is not that great. But I would do it for the Destiny Trail, so we can enhance the Destiny Trail a bit further. I think that is really, really nice if we want to go for that. And that will give us a bigger IEA, and that is going to be nice. But for the Destiny Trail stuff, I really think that the tentacle one is a little bit more interesting, because that is going to give us huge attack. Look at that. That is a tenant PDE with 224 million attack. I mean, max roll, yeah, with max soul power on there as well, and the flag and attack and everything was still 224 million. This is absolutely crazy. So yeah, I love that. I love that. Let's take a look at our back, maybe. I'm pretty well equipped with Spectre materials as well. For the day they finally released the Spectre upgrade. We do have some chests left. Those are the Destiny Trail chests. I kept those. I mean, probably it would be smart to throw them on the new one when we reach the point where we want to upgrade it. So like on the next big event, we can probably fill up the remaining Destiny Trail with that. We have a few Star Soul upgrade selection chests. Probably also going to go into the new Star Soul, unless, well, maybe also in the older one. The thing is, every time you gain those materials, like for example, this is the basic Star Soul upgrade selection chest that you can farm from Ethereal Realm. It just drops you the 3 basic ones. It doesn't drop you the new ones, which is a little bit horrible. So that was the reason I never upgraded Pupil Eternal Darkness. I just wanted to have the option to go for it and just like have those old chests be useful for something, because you can also like collect those star shards here and get yourself some of those with the chests. And I thought this would be kind of nice, because the age really doesn't upgrade those chests in any way. And as soon as you have all of those 3 Star Souls, makes Ethereal Realm and like all normal ways of gaining Star Soul materials essentially become useless, and you are kind of relying on events to progress. So that is a little bit horrible, something that we need to work on. I don't know. And by the way, maybe a little bit of an update on X tier as well, because we have kind of a big time always between the videos. Got a new role on that LFA, which is pretty nice. We made a video about that, the 300% skill damage and everything. Full damage roll, really, really nice. If you want to check out the video on that, feel free to do so. It's the last video I posted before this one. And then I also re-rolled the IHP a little bit. We are not on the roll where I'm happy, but we got it's a good looking roll. Crit damage, burn immunity, ship crusher, giant killer defier. So a really, really nice roll in that regard. Pretty good against Valk with giant killer defier, burn immunity. Bit of crit damage is not bad, because, well, I mean, if we don't select it as a stat, we can probably cap out like this. Yeah, we are probably on a pretty good crit damage. I don't know if you have crit damage in the Void campaign stats, but would be possible. I want to go for a PvP roll, burn immunity on there, pure flow on there, body protection on there, probably then Defier and stuff. That would be optimal. But that is still a little bit far away and difficult. I then thought about upgrading more heroes to like X tier, maybe even PDE, but so far really not done that. And maybe our next project, yes, I talked to some people about that. Imagine this guy. This guy, Spectre, and then we go X tier, And one of the reasons he was never really used and that great, for example, is because he just struggled to apply his Destiny skills. Destiny skills pretty great with counterattacks with huge damage and everything, but that always stopped when he was CC'd. And doing CCing was too easy. And imagine now you put Pure Flow on this guy. That makes him basically immune to most CC, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you put Spectre on him, so you have double attribute reduction Purify, which you can run. You can just run normal attribute reduction Purify. And then you can also give him immunities, maybe give him holy armor or something like this, and then put damage on him, which makes him absolutely... I think that kind of can fix him, maybe. But I thought about it not in a sense of PvP. I don't really want him for that, even though it is an option. Maybe we roll... Maybe it happens like for IHP, you know? For IHP I wanted her for PvP, got a PvE role that is kind of usable in PvP. So... maybe we get some PvP action with Mogman on the way to like rolling him for PvE. For PvE, Giant Killer, Defier, Burn Immunity. Maybe still Pure Flow, honestly. Isn't bad for PvE either. You have the counterattacks, you have all those triggers, and you kind of don't want him to be CC'd, and not having to worry about that for the most part is kind of good. But Burn Immunity, so that he can work against Valks. Maybe even a double immunity, Burn Poison. Then you are very, very set. But that as burst tier, and I thought like an X tier PvE clear is kind of a big flex. But maybe we do that. Because I'm not bored with the game necessarily. I'm just bored with my options, you know? My options at the moment to do stuff is like, it's not exciting. It's not exciting. And I'm waiting for something exciting that I want to work towards. And like the re-rolling IHP would be exciting. But we are just in a lack of hammers, and it's just like waiting a week for 5 minutes of rolling with a little chance to get the roll that I want. And maybe there's like one burn immunity roll that I have to really take a look at, and the rest are like, I don't know. So yeah, that is kind of the state now, and the video got way longer than I thought it would be. So hopefully a few people watch that. If you do, then maybe leave a comment down below. Would definitely appreciate that. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. 70% of you haven't, and that would be great if we could get the subscriber numbers up here a little bit. That would be fun. Till then, I wish you guys a great day. Let's hope the next video isn't a week away. And we'll see us in the next one.